Good day, everyone. I am Bindiho, and I will be starting the report of Group 4 about polonium. At first, you may wonder what is polonium and why should we even care about it. This element may not be as famous as gold or iron, but it hides a mysterious side. It is extremely rare, highly radioactive, and even linked to secret operations and mysterious death in history. Just hearing that, you might already be curious about how something so small can be so powerful and dangerous. In our report, we will uncover polonium's different sides, from its scientific properties to its real life effects on people and society.
Properties of polonium. Polonium is a rare silvery gray metal that quickly tarnishes in air. So polonium is a metal, but it quickly tarnishes when it exposed to air. All of the isotopes of polonium are radioactive, and one of the common is polonium-210, with a half-life of 138 days. Polonium gives off alpha particles, but these can pass through paper or skin, but are deadly if it inhaled or swallowed. Even a tiny amount of polonium releases huge energy, which make it very dangerous without strict precautions. Polonium may look like an ordinary metal, but it is one of the most radioactive and hazardous elements we know.
The occurrence of polonium. Polonium is a very rare and highly toxic element. It occurs naturally as a decay product of uranium-238. This means that when uranium slowly breaks down, one of the elements it will produce is polonium. It is only found in very tiny amount in uranium ores, which makes it extremely rare in nature.
Polonium is a highly radioactive element and is not found in large quantities in nature. Its production is extremely limited and tightly controlled due to its intense radioactivity and potential use as a poison or in specialized industrial application. Polonium occurs naturally in uranium ores as part of uranium decay chain. However, natural polonium is extremely rare, about 100 micrograms per ton of uranium ore, making extraction impractical for large quantities. The main way to produce polonium is through neutron irradiation of bismuth. Bismuth is placed inside a nuclear reactor. It is bombarded with neutrons which causes the reaction. The produced polonium is chemically separated from the bismuth. This requires specialized radiochemical facilities due to the intense radioactivity.
So next is health hazard. Extremely toxic and radioactive. This means polonium, especially polonium-210, is both chemically poisonous and radioactively dangerous. Being radioactive, it gives off harmful radiation, and being toxic, even a very tiny amount can severely damage the body. Next is exposure through inhalation, ingestion, or contact can be fatal. So if polonium enters the body by breathing it in or swallowing it or even through skin contact, it can kill a person. That's because once inside, it releases alpha radiation which destroys cells and organs from the inside. Unlike many substances, just a microscopic dose is enough to cause death.
So next is alpha radiation damages tissues and organs. Alpha radiation is a type of energy released by unstable atoms as they shrink and become more stable. The energy emitted is a heavy, high-speed particle called an alpha particle, which is simply a chunk of matter containing 2 protons, 2 neutrons, identical to the nucleus of a helium atom. So in other words, alpha radiation is like a heavy, slow-moving cannonball shot out of an unstable atom. Unlike any other types of radiation, these cannonballs, called alpha particles, are large and lose their energy quickly, meaning they can't travel far or penetrate very deeply. Alpha particles or alpha-emitting radioactive material gets inside the human body by inhalation, ingestion, or through an open wound, it poses a severe health threat. Particles can damage sensitive living tissue and DNA, increasing the risk of cancer and other severe or serious health issues. So the fourth one is PO210 is among the most poisonous substances known. PO210 refers to polonium-210, a highly radioactive and toxic element that is extremely dangerous if it gets inside the body. PO210 is primarily an internal threat. Its radiation, which is called alpha particles, cannot penetrate skin or clothing, so it is relatively harmless from the outside. However, if it gets inside the body, or if it enters the body, the alpha particles cause immense damage to internal tissues and organs. In short, polonium-210 or PO210 is a radioactive element, while an alpha particle is a type of radiation that PO210 emits when it undergoes radioactive decay. Lastly, handling restricted to highly controlled labs. Handling restricted to highly controlled labs involves strict procedures and advanced engineering to prevent the escape of highly dangerous biological agents. These labs, like Biosafety Level 4, Biosafety Level 3, and so, facilities, are designed to protect lab workers, the community, and the environment from fatal disease with no cure known. In short, the greater risk level there is inside the lab, the stricter the protocols must be followed.
In conclusion, polonium is a fascinating yet deadly element. Fascinating due to its potent radioactivity considered as a perfect poison. Also, it can grab your attention due to its unique but also can kill because of its radioactivity. Few practical uses but critical in scientific research and nuclear studies. It may not useful in everyday products but very useful for research that is essential for scientists to study the reaction of radioactivity and nuclear.
Third bullet, discovery advance understanding of radioactivity. This means scientists discovered new knowledge about how radioactive materials work. They learn how atoms release energy, which help in medicine, electricity, and science. Fourth bullet, symbols of both the potential and dangerous of nuclear science. Nuclear science shows two sides, potential good side and danger bad side. The potential good side, it give us electricity like nuclear power plants and help treat diseases like cancer treatment. The dangerous bad side, it can cause accident like radiation leaks and be used in harmful ways like nuclear bombs.
Case study: the Litvinenko assassination of 2006. Alexander Litvinenko, a former Russian intelligence officer living in London, died after being poisoned with polonium-210. The poison was slipped into his tea, and only a microscopic amount was enough to cause fatal radiation poisoning. His death drew massive international attention and introduced the public to polonium's extreme lethality, highlighting its potential use as a covert assassination tool.